but if you went to a naturopath or a naturopathic doctor, they would be able to determine if that is the case and recommend a natural therapy to help detox the body. Okay, and we have seen it time and time again in the natural field of people going through detox and lumps going away.
Oh, really? Wow.
Okay, and body getting clean and clear just with taking simple little measures as live juicing, live foods, vegan foods that are lightly cooked, as well as just a very strict and consistent water regimen.
Yeah.
So, you know, the body has the ability to heal itself. And, you know, it's sealed up. The Creator sealed it up, so there should be no need for surgery.
There, right?
Okay? And we've been given everything naturally that we need to make sure and sustain this life accordingly. So the breast cancer, many different factors. And, you know, I always recommend that ladies get a second opinion. Yeah.
What about breastfeeding? I mean, I see nowadays we have a lot of women who decide, well I'm not breastfeeding because the way my breasts look is going to change, or whatever reason they choose to do it. Is the fact that we're finding, I guess, less women breastfeeding also maybe contributing to this breast cancer as well?
Yes, and there have been medical studies done to that factor. That women in the study, women who breastfed are less likely to have breast cancer than women who didn't breastfeed. And there are actual journal writings on those particular findings. So it has become truth in the medical industry that breastfeeding is best for the mother's breast health.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for mommy and baby.
Yes. If you're just tuning in, we're talking with Mrs. Rhonda Wright from Seedlings Place, along with Dr. Akua Gray. And Leah, what's going on? Grab that mic right over there. Yeah.
Good day, good day.
How you doing, sis?
You know, just living life.
Living life, huh?
No mind.
I know. The car. Yeah, I got you. I know how it is.
But it's cute though, 'cause I have on a blue, like nice bright blue and green dress.
Out there, under the hood.
Under the hood. Looking good and solid shoes. All right. Good day, how are you?
Peace.
Very good. I'm very well, thank you.
So we're talking about there's a wonderful class going on all week to certify those who want to be vegan chefs or caterers, or just want to get the information.
Just enhance their own
lifestyle. Yeah. And it's going to be going on all week. And let people know, because we're going to run to a break, but let people know before we go to this break where everything is going to be. Give some more details.
Sure. The class runs, as I said, Tuesday to Friday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
So we're starting today.
We're starting today, and we end on Sunday. So we don't meet on Saturday, and we come back or reconvene on Sunday from 10 to 4. We'll wrap up on Sunday. The class takes place at Doris Johnson Senior High School in the cooking class there. Thank you so much to them for allowing us to use their facility. And if you're interested, you are able to take, well, preferably you want to take the full 5 days, but if not, then you can do any one of the modules. It's based on 5 specific modules covering a different topic each evening. But you can just give us a call, 361-6314, if you want more information, and we'd be happy to pass it on to you.
361-6314. Stay plugged in. We gotta run to a break. Be right back.
Hi guys.
Yes, indeed. You are plugged in. Lily.
Hey.
What's going on, girl?
Everything cool up on the wife's
We were having some awesome-acious conversation off air.
Some awesome-acious. So, I think we should make up words on this show.
Of course, it's our show. Why not? Yeah. Before we jump into the modules, because the reason why I picked up this article on breast cancer is because I saw something that was quite interesting in terms of, I guess, how they were seeing this particular gene, because, you know, it's just a bad gene. And what they're saying is, I'll just read the little paragraph that leads into it. It says, hundreds of years ago, when the ancestors of the current Bahamian population arrived in the Bahamas, they introduced ancient mutated genes that did not die with them, but were passed on from generation to generation. According to researchers involved in a years-long breast cancer study, researchers believe that these bad genes came from Africa and the Middle East.
Boo, this man.
Where did this research come from again?
I don't know exactly. Actually, a lot of it was done here in the Bahamas. I know two of the doctors personally, Dr. Lund and Dr. Hurley. Dr. Curling. And that I want to bring them on the show to explain.
And I know them personally. Isn't that weird?
Yes, I know them.
You know, yeah, we know.
I would love for them to elaborate on that.
I would like to get my hands on the study.
I can text them right now. What you saying?
Yeah. No, we can get them on the show to explain what they meant by that. Yeah. Because that just seems a bit crazy to me.
Well, I mean, if they do the research here, obviously they're going to be testing a lot of black women.
Yes,
you know
no doubt. No doubt.
You know, so.
No doubt. But when you make such an ambiguous statement that these genes, Africa is a continent, number one.
Right. They're right, exactly.
Over 50 countries in Africa, right? The Middle East, you know, that region there,
that's
again,
Africa too.
That's Africa too, right? So what are we saying here? What are we saying here? Do we have breast cancer on the walls of the pyramid? No.
In hieroglyphics?
No, no. That was, so someone brought that there, all right? But that's a whole nother show, right? During this week of activities with the event that's going on with Sealand's Place, Dr. Akua Gray is going to be taking those who are partaking in this wonderful event through some modules.
Yes.
I just want to get some clarity on the modules.
Sure, happily. Well, today is going to be an introductory, so really, you know, basically covering vegan food philosophy. You know, why should you have a healthy lifestyle or a balance? Finding a balance. What are some of the key basic things that you need to do? Drinking water, the nutritional value of foods.
Now, let me ask this before you continue on. For those people who say, well, you know, my balance isn't necessarily vegan. Is this still for them as well? Some people say, well, look, I like some seafood in my diet, some poultry, whatever. I'm just saying, I know what I'm up against when I talk to people. They're like, well, that's good and all, but they can still learn from this as well, eh?
Absolutely, and Akua, feel free to jump in at any point, but you know, for us at Seedlings Place, while certainly we promote vegan eating, majority plant-based foods, at the end of the day, more importantly, we want people to recognize what it is that they're eating and why, what effect it has on the body, regardless of what title, because the titles you know, really aren't important, you decide to take on. And at the end of the day, we want you to recognize if you're eating a particular type of diet, if it may happen to be a majority meat diet, for instance, what is the other side to that? What can you do to improve that? Even if you choose not to eliminate it entirely, at the end of the day, it's always a personal choice. But we want people to know what effect that may have on you, and then how you can ensure to avoid potentially putting your body in a exposed position where maybe you may get cancer or something like that. So this is absolutely, especially if you're from Africa, I mean, you know. So we want to ensure that people have the opportunity to learn all aspects, and this is one aspect that we think can help across the board, whether you choose to be vegan or not. So absolutely, it's open and can be beneficial to anyone.
Yeah, so that's the first day, introductory.
First day, we're talking about the introductory stuff, some breakfast brain food, you know, what could we do to get ourselves going in the morning. We're also going to move on tomorrow to talk about detoxing. We just talked, you know, Dr. Akua just talked about.
Now, that's interesting. You're going to start, which I think is important, because you got this body here that you've been beating up for so long. So before you can even think about healing it, you got to
recognize exactly. And talk about, you know, whether it's healing it or before you can even appreciate what you're going to be doing to it, you have to, as she said, it takes time to kind of eliminate the things that you may have exposed yourself to over the however many years, you know, so you need to.
Yeah, so when you say time, you know, let's say a person in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, they've been eating crazy all this time. When you say time, like what period of time for a person to, like, I guess properly, I know everybody's not the same, but generally speaking, as far as cleansing the body and just going through a proper detox program, what kind of time are we talking about?